Welcome to a spirit animal message. Tonight's your birthday. I like to just start off by saying happy birthday. We're starting out with lizard regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Coming out of a time where you had been healing a great deal, and now it's this space where you're emerging from that and you're shedding that skin of an old version of self, emerging now a new version of self, and you're at this new beginning to greater potential, moving forward into the future. Like, I see that this is a symbolism for like this little dragon, and then I think about how if this is a symbolism for this term of little dragon, that means that this is the beginning of something greater, that this is the beginning of that inner greatness that we all have, that it's a gift to find within ourselves and have that inner marriage within ourselves. And then we have self-reliance, snow leopard. You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility. Walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. I feel like you're also learning to accept this shadow part of your higher self. You and your higher self feel more within this flow with each other. Not to say it's a separation in any way. There is this flow, consistency, and I think about how things that we don't see about ourselves that we are capable of. And I feel as though you're learning about things that you are capable of within this greater mind of self. It's bringing you a new level of self-reliance, self-empowerment, confidence. I feel like there's this chance where you're connecting to the all consciousness, or something about the unknown of that inner greatness that is becoming clearer. It's coming out of that shadow and into the light. Guardian, black bear. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. And when I was getting started and I was getting my area together for the readings, I was hearing the words bottlenose river dolphin. And they symbolize to me this energy of harmony, also of transformation, also as they themselves, through things that I've seen about them throughout my life, they to me symbolize guardian. I think about how we have the bear here. I feel like we could just as easily have bottlenose river dolphins, and the name would be the same, guardian within that flow space of unconscious. So you have a guardian within that realm, that higher dimensional realm of thought, which is You know, you think of the unconscious and you almost want to say it's the lower dimensional of thought, because you think about it as like underwater, because you think about how our consciousness is that little bit of the iceberg above the water. However, it's in the expansion of leveling up that we perceive it as somehow we're going up and rising onwards and upwards, which isn't just a feeling, that is the truth, rising and onwards and upwards within that potential of mind. Your path is guarded for something of greater potential. For those that are resonating to this message, let's do some tarot. Collaboration with your spirit team, with your guides, with the harmony of what you're facing in any moment. So what is the present position? A present position for you, that are the viewers that are coming here. So you have the Seven of Pentacles to start out. You've put the work in and you're not exactly seeing the results of all the work that you've put in. However, things are growing. The garden is fruitful. It may not be ready to harvest. However, that time will come. That time of all of what you've put your work into blooming and becoming fruitful. You may feel like some work that you put in hadn't brought you the results that you would have preferred. What is crossing you? Energy that's crossing you. So right now you've been going within and to look at the situation in a different, clearer perspective. Similar to this man hanging himself deliberately upside down, and see things in a different perspective. Deliberately holding back so that the action is made clearly, with a clear inner view. What is your destiny? What is the destiny of this? Reading. What is energy? What is the destiny of the energy coming? This isn't a celebration, an event, but is a destiny. For an event. There's this energy of harmony and a spiritual guide. And going into and starting out with this healing of and going towards greater potential. Your destiny is to celebrate yourself with what you accomplish. You're always, your destiny is to be this celebration of the self. Your destiny is part to create a foundation of the potential of greater harmony also. What is the distant past? In the distant past, something had ended. In the distant past, something that in the ending may have been just devastating to you. This could have been a person or just a connection. I'm sensing connection, a connection that meant a lot to you, and when it ended, it left you in that space of requiring your time to heal. What is your recent past? Recent past. In the recent past, you ended a major cycle. In the recent past, you see the Fool in one corner, the eagle, the lion, and the ox. All that inner being that was alchemized within you through a journey that has now come to an end, which means that a new one is being given the space that it requires to be walked clearly. And then your future influences. Got the King of Wands and the King of Swords. You're leading with your passions. You're feeling confident to move towards what you're working on. There may be legal situations, but I also feel like this is you standing up for yourself at any given time, no matter how harsh it's required for you to be your strongly this is the future influences. You're guarded. You're being guided. You're not afraid to stand up for yourself when needed. You're also very self-empowered, like I was feeling. You're feeling so self-empowered by those that are guiding you. you're forging your path moving forward with no apologies. Freely outspoken toward to stand up for yourself at any given time. This could also be masculine energy coming into your life because of a time that you were it was required for you to remain strong even though you were heartbroken about something. And then a perspective card to help me better, to gain some more clarity over this perspective card. Perspective card is that you've been going through a great deal amount of healing, and you're coming to now that space where you're feeling more healed, you're feeling more whole and complete, you're feeling more grounded and connected from and more present. You feel so present. You living life grounded in the present moment after a time of healing, happy about how you feel. What is your environment? Your environment, things have been balancing out. There was some concerns or problems or issues within your environment, whether this is your home, your actual home. There's going to be some form of justice because of how true to the self you've been. Something is going to verbally, communication-wise, clear things that were injustices or the way other people were perceiving you in some fashion is going to find a balance in your favor. It's coming into a balance in your favor in regards to your environment, how that would resonate. Receiving some form of justice over things out of your hands within your environment. And it's bringing you a lot of emotional fulfillment. What is your feelings? How are you feeling? What is your feelings? How is insight to the feelings of those that are resonating to this? Some insight to you're feeling grounded within yourself. You feel magnetic towards what you'd require or what would be desired in the present moment, being that divine feminine. You're feeling so connected to yourself and the universe. You're feeling so beautiful and cared about and guarded. And the Empress sits pretty and receives, being this natural energy of the divine feminine. She don't seek, she don't chase. She's receiving. She's come to an internal balance where her manifestations come to her. She don't chase them. So you're feeling as though, like this Empress, things are coming for you that are positive and uplifting within the experience of life. A final result card. Final result card. You may have a breakdown of what no longer serves. And I don't want this to scare you, but the final results moving forward to those that are coming to this, what doesn't serve you anymore is going to fall away, and what's going to change through that. And nothing is bad when we have something that pushes us in that way. It's to lead us down a greater path. So what is the final results within that greater potential? Where you had been stuck, confused and bound, stressed and feeling stagnant in a situation, stressed, things are moving in your favor. However, you could be holding back communication or information about yourself in some way, and that is not serving you in the greater experience of a situation you're dealing with. So being more honest about yourself, I feel, will give the energy that is coming towards you the that meeting that energy in the middle, so that you can receive that right guidance on your path. And I'm learning that you don't want to fear that breakdown, because that breakdown is also leading you to greater potential, which is to know yourself and face yourself, and to not be so, not allow self-deceptive energy to keep you stuck or stressed. Rather releasing that and remaining in that flow, that quick-paced flow energy. Let's pull a moon card. Oh, I bent it. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So, the end of a tough cycle is approaching. You're at the 2, 4, 5, 5. So it's 6 and then 10, 2, 4, and 5 repeating. You're on the verge of a greater shift. To reveal the action that is going to be required for you to move more fluidly forward. And we'll pull a card from the 42 Ideals of Ma'at. Also, let me just pull one card. I'm going to ask, what is a perspective in the final results? We saw the Tower. Can I get a card to assist with a perspective as what that is about? A card to gain perspective over the Tower that we had seen. Is this a good breakdown? Does this have a positive shift? The High Priestess, which is this strong intuition, guidance, the inner knowing, the guidance from the universe around being in flow with that psychic ability. And then not knowing how to move forward. So you're very intuitive. However, you also don't know how to move forward. You feel connected to the unconscious, but you're not sure of how to move forward. I almost feel like there's this message to put your swords of communication to rest for a moment and meditate within. Communicate with yourself. Close your eyes. Use a cloth to cover your eyes to see clearly what is right in front of you or what is around you, what is behind you. There's some form of potential behind you, or in a way where you're not seeing it. It could be in front of you, but it's as though your eyes are bound. And even though it's not, it's hiding, it's in plain sight, you're not looking at it. You're being guided. there's this other part of this of you're not meant to know also. You're not meant to know everything. However, to gain the inner clarity for the best outcome, stay in connection to your intuition, enhancing your intuition. Oh, we already did that. And then we have, I invoke laughter. I invoke laughter. So, I invoke laughter. $26. 6, 7, 8. 26. To invoke laughter is to tickle the heart, calling forth a sacred smile. It is an invocation of the inner child that lays dormant within every human soul. In honoring this virtue, you find resonance with what can best be described as the medicine of the sacred clown, also known as the Heyoka, in Lakota tradition, or the crazy wisdom in Tibetan belief systems. This type of shamanic healing and or healer reminds us that it is okay to be silly, but it is fun to be funny. And we don't need to overanalyze everything, because in times of pandemonium, satire can help us laugh through controversy. The sacred clown shows us the exaggeration of those who take life too seriously, and how by opening the portal to laughter, we can find a type of comfort in the calamity of life's extreme moments and personalities. Levity deflates the ego while inflating the heart with hilarity, invoking a cosmic giggle, is an infectious antidote to the denser moments in our three-dimensional reality. Some say it is better to be feared than loved, but if love is the truth and fear is the greatest lie, we would be allowing a lie to trump the truth. To invoke fear is to dishonor the virtue of laughter and live in a lie of our own creation. Projecting such a dense vibration radiates from unresolved issues within the soul, and to resolve them, we must first identify them. If we find comfort in creating fear, we must ask ourselves where the root of this ego-based lie lives. What is causing the discord? How can it be resolved? Did laughter get replaced by trepidation? Why is there a need to evoke sorrow instead of a smile? Who am I to be acting in such a way? Question the cause, not the action. Look into make the antithesis of this virtue obsolete, and take inventory through self-inquiry. Find time to connection to the heart space by nurturing the inner child and remembering the healing light of levity. So, laughter to lighten your heart when you're feeling heavy, when things are challenging, Remembering that laughter is such a way to shift the way you're feeling when things are challenging. Shifting your focus to something that is light-hearted can give you a form of space, of distance between you and the things that are weighing on you or stressing you out or out of your hands. Remembering that sacred laughter is a gift. To be able to be your silly self. And connect to more positive potential. Thank you, and live in peace.